You know, if you're Black and live in America, you will always have a story about an experience that you had with blatant racism. So, for those of you who don't know, I served in the United States Air Force. So, the year is 1984, and I had been accepted to start boot camp for the Air Force, but I needed to wait for another 6 weeks. So during the time that I'm waiting to start Air Force, I take this temporary job through a temp agency. And the temp agency calls me and they say, we have an assignment for you at a law firm. So I prepare myself, and I'm always very professional, and I put on my professional attire, and I show up to the assignment. So when I get to the assignment, it's a very small husband and wife law firm. And so I arrive early and I walk into the law firm and I am met with the wife. And I say to her, I'm here from blah, blah temp agency. And she had an expression on her face that I had never seen before. But this feeling came through my body. So she was a middle-aged white woman, and her husband had not gotten to the office yet. So she tells me to have a seat. Now, this assignment was for me to sit in their front office as a receptionist. The receptionist who worked there on a permanent basis went out on maternity leave, so they went to a temp agency, okay? So she goes in an office that's adjacent to the receptionist area, and I could hear her. She didn't know I could hear her, but I could hear her on the phone, and she had called her husband, and she's trying to figure out how they're going to deal with this person in their front office. Shortly after, her husband arrives to the office and he greets me, and then he goes in the office with his wife, and they try and gently let me know that my assignment has been terminated and that they have reached out to the temp agency. And I think I was there for no more than 30 minutes to an hour. Not one customer had arrived or anything of the sort. And I remember going home to my mom, and I was just like really confused. And you got to understand, I was 19 years old at the time, 18, 19. And I had never been so blatantly, treated in such a way. And so I told her what happened, and she gave me a really good talk about, being Black in America, and that this is the first of many situations that I'm going to have to unfortunately deal with. And in today's climate, it's much different than it was back when I was 19. We don't tolerate those types of behaviors. We speak out more. There's a lot more laws in place, and a lot of things that I don't know. I can't really say that it has diminished racism, but there's a lot more protections in place. Let me just say it that way. The reason I'm sharing this story today is that throughout my life, I'm going to be 60 here, and all of the successes that I've had in life, I went on to serve in the Air Force, and I had a very successful career. I worked my way up to a vice president at my organization, all kinds of things. But I never, ever forgot the look on that woman's face. And throughout my life and my career, I have seen that look. I've seen that look in the grocery store. I've seen that look, just walking down the street. I've seen that look at events. I know the look. We all know the look. Then to share my experience of blatant racism, and that when you see the look or you get that feeling that I got in the law office that day, it's a real thing. It's not your imagination. It's a real thing. Anyway, I love you guys. Have a great day.
This country intentionally has used the criminal law system to oppress and control Black people.
For sure.
So now we know that nobody's coming to save us. And we've known that. And we know that neither party, the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, has even included us in the conversations while these parties are running and vying for those political seats. So Your experience, you had the same experience. You know what it's like to be on a prison bunk. You know what it's like to see the separation of mothers from their children. You know that incarceration only causes further harm. We know that drug cases were intentionally, and drug sentencing was intentionally made harsh, and with inequities that are inexplicable, meaning, the differential between crack and powder cocaine, where there was
the 1 to 100.
absolutely, even when they closed it down, they didn't close it all the way. To this day, it's still a
My lawyer
disparity.
still said, I wish you got caught with coke and not crack. I was like, but it's less coke in the crack, so I don't understand.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Beauty. So for centuries, for so many years, black people has been silent for the things that has been happening around them in their community. Now black people are rising. They are not rising in anger, they are rising in truth. They are rising against the injustice that's been haunting them for so many years, for centuries. From slavery to police brutality, from harassment, this pen didn't just start yesterday. This pen has been there for centuries, and now they said no, they are done covering up, they are done being silent. It's a wound that America has tried to cover up again and again, but now people are not staying silent anymore.
People, you already know what this is. You don't need to hypothesize or theorize what you need to do or what this is or why they would consider this no foul play. You already know what this is. I see black people making videos talking about some stand down and don't take the bait. What the hell is the alternative? We supposed to just sit up here and keep taking it? We supposed to just sit up here and keep getting abused and oppressed and marginalized and assaulted, unalived? We supposed to keep just sitting up here taking this shit? I'm getting real sick and tired of all of these weak ass fake pro-black people with these platforms and think just because you got a voice, just because you got a microphone on this damn phone, that your opinion is valid. So the people anywhere close to Delta State University in Mississippi, what are you going to do? When are you going to make the decision? We already know what we need to do. We already know the steps we need to take. We already know what needs to happen. When are individuals, when are groups going to form? When are people going to start putting money together? When are y'all going to stop putting this on the back burner? When are y'all going to stop procrastinating with this? When are y'all going to start putting black people first? When? Or is this just another moment where you're going to find every excuse to make yourself an even better slave?
I don't know if you saw the video about what's happening in DC and how the police basically raided a black neighborhood, but black people are under attack as usual. Okay. Black people need white allyship in person. Okay. All this rah-rah on the internet, we can't stand what's happening, da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Prove it. Okay. If you see something happening that's wrong, you should speak up about it. Black lives have always been on the line from the dawn of time, and I'm sick of talking about it, but I will never stop talking about it because we're tired of always being the ones that's doing the work, always being the ones that's on the front lines, protesting, trying to fight for our own rights. If y'all feel the way that we do, if you really care about us, do something. That's it. I mean, we can only protect ourselves to a degree. And black people, stand down, okay? Stand down. Try not, and I'm trying to be as sensitive as possible when I say this. Don't give them a reason, because you being black is already reason enough in their eyes. Don't give them another reason to do anything to you. I don't even know if that's the answer, but it's just a recommendation. Y'all black boys, y'all stay safe. That's it. I'm not out here to try to fearmonger. I'm just very over everything that is happening. I've been over it. But black people have to be vigilant, and we have to protect ourselves. We have to be aware, and we have to be mindful of our surroundings. That's it.
Welcome back to the channel. So black Americans are not asking for pity. They are demanding for respect because they deserve it. This is not about hate, it's about truth. It's about saying they have carried this pen long enough and they are not begging anyone. The movement is clear. No more excuses, no more silence, no more injustice. This is not just a black fight, it is an American fight. Because a country that ignores its own people can never truly call itself free. What is your thoughts in this? Comment below. And also, do not forget to like, share, and also subscribe to my channel to help my channel out. See you guys in my next video. Bye.